2-9. Hey, welcome to the Jaysquared Podcast. I'm Jesoma.
I'm J-Rock.
And this is another episode of us. I mean, we've honestly been on a roll. I'm going to say it every time just so I can kind of jinx it in the future. But, I mean, we've been doing our thing. We've been consistent. And isn't that all we can ask for?
Yep.
So, yeah, we have an awesome show. But I want to start off like we always do. J-Rock, how are you feeling?
Actually, it's been a good week. And it's a roller coaster month for me just because of like personal and family stuff and grief, and then also trying to find times and days where I enjoy myself, like going to concerts this month. So it's kind of a roller coaster of emotions, but that's life, I guess. How about you?
It's a I think I've been kind of on the same wave in a sense. I mean, I've been finding a lot of appreciation, doing a lot of work, and also like realizing, just kind of experiencing life, not taking it for granted.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of like dreams per se, like that kind of like helped me put things in perspective. And I mean, that's just been what's kind of been getting me through a lot of what's been going on in my personal life too. But on the other hand, like, I've been cooling. I've been happy. I've been feeling my feels, and it feels good. So let's jump into your hot take. What you got?
All right. So my hot take is pretty dumb, but it just like popped up on TikTok today, and I felt like very much called out.
Okay.
And I didn't know if it was a Southern thing, but after talking to a lot of my friends, it might be just like a brown and black thing.
Okay.
Jesoma, as a black African man, are you able to smell when it's about to start raining?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People can't smell when it's about to start raining?
Apparently not. I thought it was like a every person thing, but apparently not. So TikTok said
that's a person thing.
So TikTok, hold up. TikTok told me I'm too country because I could smell the rain before it rains. And I was like, wait, is that
I'm always able
thing?
to smell the rain.
Thank you, because so am I, because I smell it before I even see the clouds.
Wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
Right? So I was
crazy.
like, wait.
What did TikTok say?
TikTok basically called me country or like Southern because I could smell the rain.
That's fucking racist.
Yeah. So then I texted my friends from New York and I was like, can y'all, who are also black, and I was like, can y'all smell the rain too? Or is that just like a me Southern thing? And they all responded with, no, it's because we're brown and black. That's why we could smell the rain. And we could also smell outside. So like we know when people smell like they've been outside.
You smell like outside.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the question is to everyone, can you smell the rain before it starts raining?
And then bonus question, I guess, is if you could smell outside. Like if you could smell if somebody, yo.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane because I never even thought about it.
I didn't think about it either until I lived in New York, and like I would tell people, oh, it's about to start raining. I could smell it. And white people would look at me like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, huh? Is that a Southern thing? So, yeah, there's that.
Okay, well, fuck. All right, well, that was awesome.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be a dumb one, but yeah.
It wasn't dumb because I never even thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Cool. I'll take it.
That's weird. So moving on to sports and entertainment. So what's going on? Oh my God. All right. I knew I was going to have to talk about this, but I didn't want to have to talk about this.
Bro.
What do you think about Miami?
Okay. Do you want like my full crash out or my like relax?
I want your full crash out, bro. How do you feel?
I got to stand up then.
All right. Go ahead. Go on.
How the fuck do we get swept at home by 55?
50
Please don't come back to Miami. Don't sell the whole fucking team. Trade every fucking body. Fire Spoelstra. Fire Pat Riley. We're done. It's over. Miami, we're a football, soccer, hockey town. Fuck basketball. Bring in a WNBA team, please, because they'll do better than the fucking Heat. 55.
That was so
55.
embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. I don't care how good the team is, bro. Yo, they put a picture of 11 up saying that this is what Tyler Hero showed up as. And I was like, might as well, bro. What the fuck? And I remember like we were talking about this not too long ago, talking about how we had faith because, Tyler Hero's been shown.
Heat culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Heat culture, fuck running it back. How about you guys go and trade for a fucking player because we lost Jimmy Butler, who was supposed to be the person to take us to the finals, and instead of you guys getting him help, you got a bunch of bum-ass players around him.
Yep.
And don't even get me started on Bam. Don't even get me started on Bam. Because Asia Wilson is
Every
playing
year.
right now and fucking destroying it, and Bam plays like he's a fucking pussy.
Yeah. God, Jesus Christ. I can't.
Explain. He wants to shoot threes. Get your ass in the paint.
Yeah, nah, I think one of the things about it is just not having the depth or not just the way that the Heat play is just not conductive basketball. It's just not good basketball. And this is what happened.
It's boring.
And one of the craziest things that the Cavs have been quiet last season, like because they've been building. And this is what happens when you actually put together a cohesive team, get them working together. Bro, get a big that can actually go ahead and work and is not afraid and is just there. Like, dude, whatever happened to bigs not being scared to get posted, bro? And just taking it, bro.
I want to know what position Bam wants to play. Because
that's my problem. It's like, dude, do your job or get the fuck out of there.
Trade him.
What are we doing?
Just trade him. I will say, and I will give Bam the benefit of the doubt, because he is the number 2, for sure. The problem is we want him to be the number 1, and that's our fault. We put him in that position where we want him to be the number 1. He's the number 2. He's always going to be the number 2.
It's not our fault for trying to get him to live up to his potential, bro. That's what it's for. It's not like he's not good enough. That's my problem. It's not like
exactly, but
it's not like he doesn't have the ability to get there. It's that he doesn't, and he shrinks in the biggest moments, and that's the problem. Whereas
unless he's playing Boston,
it's always a Heat Boston thing. But the thing is this: when you have Jimmy rises to the occasion because he knows how big it is. And you'll never be like, which Jimmy is gonna show up today. It's gonna be this to the same extent. Let's be real. Let's be real. He'll put a team on his back and he'll die out there. I have confidence.
Yeah.
Bro, moving on into the I'm just upset about that. But moving on to the next shit that I'm upset about, the Lakers' downfall. Listen, if you guys watch the show, you know that I am a LeBron fan. I'm not even a Lakers fan. I'm just a LeBron fan.
Yeah, you're just a LeBron fan. Same. I'm not a Dallas Wings fan. I'm just a Paige Beckers fan. It's Liberty all the way.
Bro, my problem, every time I watch and then the Lakers lose, I just want LeBron to get his 10-piece, and I'm fine. This motherfucker scored 38 points in a playoff game, and they still lost. 38 points from a geriatric old man?
Did you see how he played, though? He was just shooting. He wasn't driving. He didn't care. LeBron doesn't care anymore.
You're talking about the last game? You're talking about the last game?
I'm talking about the last couple games. It looks like he's just.
The thing is that it's hard to go ahead and put yourself out there in a game where you have to play the whole game. You're 40, and then your bench has no depth. What else can I do? My knees hurt. My
Yo,
knees hurt. I can't
yo,
drive in.
I have a question.
Julius, did you see how Julius Randle was just looking at him? Like,
I have a
this
question.
motherfucker's scary.
I have a question.
hmm
So was Nico Harrison right for trading Luca?
No.
Okay.
I
Okay.
I think that still it's a way they still got a way better trade off because Luca's gonna give you a consistent 30 piece. I think
But he
that
doesn't
we're
play defense.
he doesn't. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that he doesn't play defense, but the thing that I can be at least happy about is that we don't have to deal with injuries as consistently as we would with AD. AD's out every other game, back
Okay.
spasms, hips, legs, this, and that. But he'll come back and he'll give you a 40 point game. But then he has to sit out the next game, or he gets hurt, or his leg hurts. You can't have so much faith. Like, you can't have so much faith in somebody who's not consistent. Like, dude, LeBron and Luca both got hurt in the last game, and they came out the next quarter. You would not, I would not see that from AD. It just hasn't happened. It just
Okay.
hasn't.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
I
that's my thing on it.
I don't think Luca's staying with the Lakers. I think he's gonna leave.
I don't think he would. I think that
That man didn't
he's.
want to leave Dallas.
I
He
wouldn't
didn't
have
want to
wanted
come
to.
to the Lakers.
Of course, of course. I think that the problem is the depth of the Lakers as a whole. Like, I think that they don't have any bigs at all, and
No.
it was embarrassing, dude. Rudy gave him a 2020 because there is no bigs.
Don't even get
Like,
me started on Ant-Man.
bro, Ant Man. The thing is that Ant Man
He's
is a.
collecting the stones, bro. He's
He is.
collecting
He
the
is. He is.
stones.
You know who's next?
Steph.
You know who's next? The thing is that Ant doesn't have to. This is exactly Ant is in the position that LeBron is supposed to be in, where Ant could needs to where he utilizes himself when he's needed. As far as Game 4, when they were up, where the Lakers were up by like 7 or something, Ant got to sit down, collect himself, came back out, boom, shut that shit down. Rudy dominated the fucking game the last game, dominated. Ant showed up, didn't even show up. He didn't have
Yeah.
to, but he didn't show up. He was 0 for like 11. Nobody shot threes. Everybody was fucking missing. And then you have Austin Reeves that played like a bum the whole series,
Who
but he
is?
could score 40. He could score 40 in the regular season game. Like, everybody could go ahead and have nah. Like, they have 3 players, and that's their problem.
I
All
don't
right,
think
I'm
Luca
doing mine.
stays. I'm a
You're calling
go
it,
back to being a delusional Heat fan and saying, "Hey, Miami, go get
bro.
Luca.
Nah,
Go get
now that
Giannis."
that was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy. Luca going to Miami is an insane take. I don't see that happening ever because I don't think because Luca's gameplay is too structured for Miami. Miami is too bam 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 bam, bam like trying to make runs, trying to make like Luca's too like patient. His game is very different than what
Yeah,
Miami's
Heat are
is.
more fast paced. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So
Whatever.
now moving over to what you're gonna be worried about. What's going on? I mean, I
Yeah.
get
Well,
you.
Steph is hurt. Did you see his thumb? Did you see the picture of his
No,
thumb?
he's hurt.
Dude, Google Steph Curry thumb. And then you have Dylan Brooks who's targeting his thumb to purposely hurt him even more. I hate Dylan Brooks. That man
Everybody
is
hates
just,
Dylan Brooks, bro.
bro,
Everybody
that man
hates
is
him. I
awful.
mean, the thing is this: Dylan Brooks is an absolute menace. And the thing is that he wants to be the villain so bad, but he's an L. So whatever.
He's a bum.
I don't really. Yeah, he's a bum. But um, I'll say this, and I've been saying this. I've had this conversation. I even went as far as to comment about this, and I don't comment on shit. But I went as far as to comment on like a mutual of ours. People are saying, "Oh, what is Steph's legacy as far as a player compared to LeBron's?" I don't understand. I don't understand. And
Please
I'm
don't
like,
piss me off.
I
Please.
tell people, I'm like,
Please.
listen, I'm like, listen, you have to understand something. And if you don't understand this, you just don't know basketball. When you have one player that could play every single position and has played it at a high level, it's not really comparable to somebody who is, if you said, okay, greatest shooter of all time, then it's obvious, simple. But you don't compare legacies like that. Now, if you want to say, hey, dynasties, oh yeah, Steph's dynasty, way more accolades, of course.
I disagree with what you said,
What do you
but
disagree with?
okay.
What do you disagree
They
with?
both changed the game differently. They both have
hundred
different types of
percent,
legacy. But
100
I
percent.
think what people want is to make LeBron's legacy better than everyone else's, and that's not how that works.
So, what is it that you think? Who do you think has the better? Who has the better legacy?
Jordan.
I'm talking about between Steph and LeBron,
Well, without being biased, because I
without being biased,
I would
because
say again, they're both different.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying they're not comparable because what they did.
But what I understood from your comment or from
Mhm,
the person who made the comment was that they're saying that because LeBron, or maybe from your take, because LeBron plays all positions and has done this, this, and that, Curry
mhm.
doesn't compare to any of this. And it's like, all right, but if we go ring wise, and if we go shooting wise, and if we go team wise, and if we go to him staying with the Warriors and being drafted there, that's a different type of legacy. That's a different type of history for him.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So you have somebody like that's
And
why
if we're
I
talking
say
about the
that.
game right now, this is Steph Curry's world because
So this
everyone's
is
coming in shooting.
that's okay. So perfect example. Now, when you talk about legacy, is it about how you transform the game, or is it about what you've done in the game? Because those are two completely different things. Now, for me, the way that I think about it
Okay.
is, all right, you
I
have
feel
an
like they go
individual.
hand in hand.
Well, I think that they both have. I think that they both have kind of different things about them because
Hmm.
I say to me that there's one player that has won a championship in every place that he's gone. And then
Okay.
there's another player who has stayed at the same place and they structured the team around him for him to succeed, which is
You don't think
perfectly
the
fine.
teams? You don't think the three other teams have done the same thing for LeBron? They
I
haven't
don't
built dream like big three teams for him with assets around him that could shoot and win games for him? Because
I
that's what
think
Miami did.
no, that I don't think that when you compare the accolades, I don't think that when you compare the stats specifically that they could compare to each other. That's what I'm trying to say. If you have one person who could play every position, they are more of a help to a team as opposed to another player who could do something very well.
And take over the whole game and win you games and win you championships.
That's
What?
being biased.
What?
That's
What?
being
And
biased.
you're
That's
not
you
being
being
biased?
J-Rock.
And
That's you
you're not
being
being biased?
no, I'm not.
No.
I'm taking it purely like this.
All right, let's move
One
on.
okay.
We're going
Yeah.
into a deeper
We're going
rabbit
into
hole
it way
thing.
too much. I just so okay. Last question: do you think that Steph is better than LeBron? If you're playing a 5-on-5, like not a 5-on-5, if you're playing if you're playing a 5-on-5 game, would you? And you said, oh, you had LeBron, a team of 5 LeBrons or a team of 5 Steph Currys. Who
You
are you picking?
know who I'm picking because of how I play.
So you're picking 5 Steph Currys over 5 LeBrons. What are you gonna do if LeBron gets to the paint?
Foul,
You can't
steal the
score.
ball. Foul the
You
shit out
can't.
of
He doesn't.
him.
All right.
We're pulling up
That
from half
I
court,
just
my guy.
that doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. All right. Moving on. Tell me about the WNBA. Tell me about women's sports.
Oh God, I love this.
I know.
But it's funny that you thought I would pick Steph, knowing that I would be the one shooting.
Oh, so you're picking LeBron. You're picking 5 LeBrons.
Yeah, and you
That
would
makes
have
sense.
to pick 5 Steph Currys to
I
bring
would
up the
have
ball
to.
and get you with them.
I would have to. Yeah, I would have to pick 5 Stephs.
You
Okay.
see?
Okay.
You love that?
Okay. All right. So what's going on
All
with
right.
the preseason?
Okay, so
Let's zoom through these real quick.
yeah. So today the WNBA preseason starts. The first game was the Wings versus the Aces. Paige's first preseason game. It just ended. Obviously, the Aces won because Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jackie
Makes
Young,
sense. Makes
goats.
sense.
But Paige ended with 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. 4 of 7 shooting, 2 for 3 from threes. Pretty solid start. We'll see how she continues to grow. Obviously, like preseason game, nothing big, but just trying to get used to the teams. And then we have the Sky, who are playing the Brazil national team, which should be an interesting mix.
That's weird.
But
Okay.
it's a friendly game. I don't know.
Gotcha.
It kind of
Okay.
just like gave soccer vibes to me, but it is what it is. So we'll see. Angel Reese back with Haley Van Lith, the LSU connection. So that'll be cool to watch in the future as well. Another WNBA big news is that Georgia Amore, who was drafted by the Mystics, I think she was the number 5 pick.
Mhm.
Wow. She tore her ACL in practice.
God damn.
Yeah.
In
So
practice.
yeah,
That
she's
fucking
out for
sucks.
the season, which kind of ties into what FIFA is currently doing for women's sports. They are funding a study to see how the role of being on your menstrual cycle um, causes you to tear your ACL or just ACL injuries in
Really?
general.
You know what's crazy? I do see a lot of, like, when we were in high school, there was a lot of girls soccer players that would have
Mm-hmm.
torn ACLs.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that. Damn, that's crazy. All right, that's very interesting. Go on.
Yeah. So I'm hoping. Well, I'm not. I think everyone is hoping to get more information off of that and see like how that could translate over to women's basketball in general, because
Yeah.
you have these players who've been playing college season. College season get 2 weeks off from the WNBA draft to now. Look, we're already in the regular season. They got drafted
Yeah.
what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
And don't get
There's really no
started.
break.
And don't get started on Unrivaled. That's also another thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
So
all these players are getting injured, but no one's really like trying to get to the bottom of what's causing all these ACL injuries. So I think
that's
that
really
was
interesting.
something cool that FIFA is doing.
Like,
Remaining with women's soccer, Chelsea women's team has won their 6th straight WSL, which is a women's Super League title. So that means they've been champions of that league for the past 6 years, which is a big deal. Probably one of the
okay.
only teams that have done that in a while. So, as a Chelsea fan, let's go.
Speaking of your fandom, we
Mm-hmm.
forgot to go over. Are you worried about Steph having help? Jumping back to NBA, are you worried about him
Um,
having help
I don't
in the
know.
long
Jimmy
run? I'm not
also.
even talking about.
Oh, yeah. No, I think we're at the similar to LeBron. We're at the end of the legacies for both of them, which is sad because I honestly
Yeah,
I don't think I'll be watching the NBA once LeBron and Steph are gone. There isn't really a player that has my attention.
entices you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I like that. I like
um
that. So
all
tell me
right.
about what's going on here at the transfer portal.
So some drama. A lot of the big teams. Obviously, I told you about how all these players were leaving and jumping ship. So everyone was talking South Carolina, LSU, because they got some big players, which I'll talk about in a second. But UConn is gonna run it back, bro. Um, they might have lost Paige and a
Mm-hmm.
couple other players, but they just got probably the biggest name in the transfer portal in Sarah Williams.
Okay.
Um, she is a 6'4" forward center who averages 19 points, and I think it was 8 rebounds. So they got their center now. And then you still got AZ and Sarah Strong. So that team is going to be solid if they stay healthy, especially AZ, because I want her to go number one next year. But if she could stay healthy and that whole team could stay healthy, especially Sarah Strong, who was a freshman of the year, that shit gonna be solid. That front court,
That's crazy.
bro.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So that was a big name. People are now saying UConn definitely is just eating. Malaysia Fulwiley, who was at South
Yeah.
Carolina and got
Yeah. I
destroyed by
remember
AZ
her.
Fudd. I sent you the video clips.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Pretty bad.
But she's going to LSU, so she's going to team up with Flage. So that should be an interesting duo to watch as
Ooh.
well.
Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see it. I mean, I don't know how it's going to go ahead and turn out, but I
Yeah.
did hear that people were going to go ahead and transfer out of South Carolina. I did hear that
Mm-hmm.
there were talks about that.
Yeah, but with the people leaving, there are also people coming into South Carolina, and
That's
they
also
just
true.
added two great players. You got
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say her name, so I'm gonna just say last name.
Tanaya.
Uh,
Tanaya Lexi.
Tanaya. There we go. I got you, or you got me. Um, yeah, she led the NCAA in scoring last year
Mm-hmm.
from FSU. So her going to South Carolina is a big deal, and I think she's teaming up again with I want to say Raven Johnson, or it might be Raven Johnson, who they played together previously. So
Got
it's
you.
just a team up, and then they also got the freaking giant in Medina Okot.
Mm-hmm.
She's like 6'6".
Jesus Christ. All right.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then to stick with South Carolina, Dawn Staley finally got her statue this past weekend or this past week, which is, I mean, deserved. She
That's fire.
is one of
Yeah.
the goats. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Well, that's interesting. Now tell me about
Mhm.
this concert that you're going to.
One of the many concerts I'm going to.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, we'll save Beyonce for later.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so y'all, I will be going to the Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert this weekend, and wanted to highlight some record breaking that they've been doing with this tour.
Okay.
Um, so both Kendrick and SZA joined Beyonce and The Weeknd as the only Black artist in history to gross over $10 million in single
Fire.
concerts. Big deal, big deal.
That's awesome.
Giants.
That's
They're
awesome.
joining some giants and some of our faves too. So like that's a
Of
big deal.
course. Of course.
Um, the one thing about the Grand National Tour is that each show keeps getting bigger and breaking more records. Whether that's sold out show percentages or just revenue in general. We're talking about 9 million, 10 million, 11 million every stop that they go to.
I know Drake stands are fucking punching the air right now, bro.
Bro.
Just how he can't get away with this.
Yeah. So the latest show to break the record was in Arlington, Texas, so in Dallas-ish area. So they broke the record for highest grossing concert ever performed by a black male artist at $11.8 million, which
Mm-hmm.
is insane. I know Atlanta also did numbers. I think they were waiting on those percentages, but it was pretty high because they also
Okay.
sold out the show. And Kendrick also becomes the first rapper in history to gross over 10 million in a single show.
That's fucking insane. That's awesome. I love that.
Look, he's my goat. I can't wait to
I
see him.
I get it. I get it. I get it. There's not even a reason
Bro,
why. There's
I'm
no
just
debate
living with
about it.
goats. I'm just living with
Yeah.
goats.
True. True.
Like,
True. 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 So.
and then I finally get to see SZA. That, like, you don't understand. For the past 10 years, I would say, because when we went to go see Kendrick the first time,
Yeah.
SZA was supposed to perform and she got sick.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Bro, what do you mean?
That's
I was crying the
crazy.
whole time. She got
I didn't
sick.
know.
Yeah, and then when I tried to see her when SOS came out, every fucking show got canceled or sold out. And then Made in America, Lizzo, I will never forgive you. Yeah.
God damn. Well, I mean,
So
at least you're
tomorrow.
going now. At least you're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
now.
Better late than never.
right? Okay, so let's go ahead and shift this over to the series recap because I mean I was gonna go over boxing, but pretty much Ryan Garcia is fighting Rolly Romero and Canelo's fighting some dude. I mean, not a lot to go into. Just I mean, I'm gonna freaking watch, but I mean, I'll let you guys know how that goes next time. But let's
Cool.
shift over to our series recap, bro. I'm gonna put a timer on this because we gotta talk about Sinners. We gotta talk about Sinners. Listen, what the fuck? That was movie of the year.
Yes.
I Everything about that movie was it felt so intentional and it felt like it had purpose and it was original. That's kind of one of the things that I love the most. I and the music, like J-Rock is usually the music person when it comes to this type of thing, but
Chill out. I still
I,
am.
I know, but I'm just saying I get it now. I fucking get it. Bro, that first song I was like, am I high right now? I was like, oh, I'm on drugs. Like it was beautiful. The whole messaging was great. There's so many things that you could look into, uh, from different perspectives, from how different cultures approach the same situations, and it was just awesome. Even like where people's personalities play into these certain like the certain issues that were going on. Of course, I'm trying to do this as a spoiler-free type of deal because I mean you
Nah.
should have watched it, but still,
It's been
we
out for like
we
2-3
yeah
weeks.
okay. You know what we should do? We should do like an
What?
actual review, like a review breakdown type of deal of it
Okay.
to actually like make something of it because I mean I think there's just so much about it that I did love and I do want to kind of dive deeper into it.
Okay. I'll make mine quick then.
Hmm.
Also movie of the year. I've seen it
Yeah.
twice.
Hmm.
Um the way it was
IMAX and
filmed.
Dolby.
Yes, both. I highly recommend IMAX. There's certain
Okay.
scenes where it goes full IMAX that will have you so emotional. Um, the way it was filmed, the coloring of it, the lighting of it, the
Yeah.
transitions of it, the one shot of probably the best scene I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Um, incredible. The music, even when like we're just riding around in the car, just the background music that's
Yeah.
played just makes you feel like you're there with them.
Yeah.
The acting, you forget that Michael B.
The
Jordan is playing
acting,
twins.
you forget, and
Literally.
the way that they kind of put this together, like kind of the way that the sound engineers put it together, like when they would do certain things, like patting each other's chests or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, it felt so real. Like I
Yeah.
was like, oh, like Michael B. Jordan and the other guy that played. And I was like, God damn, same motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
like my dumb ass. But it's like, no, shit, that was crazy. Go on.
Yeah. And I guess to finish it off, like apart from the acting, it's just like there's so many different aspects of the movie that you could take from, whether it's
Hmm.
spiritual, religious, just love wise, music, black history, just ancestor stuff, all of that. It's just done in such an incredible way that you kind of forget that it's a horror movie at the end of the
Yeah,
day because of like how real it is. And to think that that was just one day.
yeah,
That all happened in one day. And then for the
just one
next
day,
day for the KKK to come
and then
and then all of that. And then you think about it cuz they wouldn't have known unless all of that transpired.
I partially agree with that. I think that they got all of this stuff because they knew that all of that was gonna
They had an
transpire.
idea, but it wouldn't have been the
Yeah.
way that smoke went
Okay.
out.
Yeah. No,
So,
I knew.
yeah.
I think that both of them were supposed to do it together. I
Yeah.
think that they knew that it was gonna happen eventually, so
Mhm.
that's why they loaded up so crazy.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Like I can't speak even more highly enough about this movie.
Yeah.
It's like it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's movie of the year for me. I don't know if anything's topping it. I can't wait to watch it or to buy the movie. I might even go watch it a third time when it comes back in IMAX. Like
That's what a lot of people keep saying. Yeah.
it's just incredible, bro. Like if you haven't seen it, what the fuck are you doing? Like
Yeah, for real. Like, fucking losers. I can say that
yeah.
now.
Yeah, finally. It only took me texting everybody every day, go fucking watch this movie, please, please.
It's true.
Had me
All
stressed
right.
out.
All right. So, what about The Last of Us?
Oh fuck, I was gonna take a water break and now. The Last of Us, y'all. They fucking killed Pedro Pascal!
See, this is why you just gotta ruin it for everybody. You're gonna
I
go
don't
ahead
care.
and just.
There's been a video game out since 2020.
Nothing's
They
a
motherfuckers
secret
knew.
here.
Motherfuckers knew.
Nothing's a
Come on.
secret, bro. And what did you think?
Okay.
What did you
So
rate it most of all afterwards?
well the episode 2 was a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
Um I knew what was gonna happen because obviously I play video games.
Okay.
So I knew. I just didn't expect it this early in the season. But the way that episode 2 was done was incredible because there was like three different storylines happening at the same time that were
Hmm.
all like very much emotional.
Yeah.
Um but they all connected.
Got you.
So it made it even more heartbreaking when the scene happens.
When it
And they
actually
switched
happened.
a couple things from the video game to the TV show, where they switched the people that were around when he was killed. So it made it
Damn.
more impactful.
Okay.
Um, and they killed him on Easter. So that shit was even more intense.
Jesus
But
Christ.
yeah, no, that episode was a 10 out of 10. And then the episode after that, which is what they couldn't really do in the video game, they let the fans mourn and grieve the character. And they kind of like showed how everyone was dealing with it. And kind of went into a little bit more detail. So we were able to have like a funeral for Joel, who's Pedro Pascal's character,
Hmm.
um, on the show before we get into the revenge tour that's about to happen for the rest of the season.
Hmm.
So, again, if you're into video games or have played the video game, definitely recommend this show. Yeah, top tier. It'll be in my top 3, top 5, depending how the rest of the season goes. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds about right. Now, we're going to go ahead and start talking about Black Mirror. And I want you to go ahead and give your ranking first. We're going to just kind of speed run through it.
Okay.
If you haven't watched this season of Black Mirror, I suggest you guys all watch it. It's been
It was a really great season, honestly.
fantastic season. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's one of those seasons that are like, it's comparable with the top ones. Like, there weren't any episodes, except for one, for me, that
Yeah.
I felt
Well,
like, yeah, I just personal preference. But go
mhm.
ahead, go ahead. You go ahead and rate. Go from your least favorite to your most favorite.
Okay. My least favorite was Eulogy. Um,
Okay.
uh,
Wow. Okay.
I thought that was garbage. Um, yeah, I don't know. I didn't. It did nothing for me. I ignored it.
Okay.
Um, not because the acting was bad. It was just like I didn't feel bad for him.
Okay.
My number 5 was Plaything. That was a trippy Black Mirror episode. I think that's like what Black Mirror is supposed to be, or like what a lot of people like about Black Mirror.
Hmm.
I didn't like it. Um, I I didn't get it.
I get what you're saying.
And
Okay.
a lot of people really love that episode, which is interesting to me.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that was my number 5. My number 4 was Common People.
Okay.
I thought they did that episode was really well done. And it would have
Hmm.
been higher had not the other 3 episodes that I really liked come out.
Okay.
Um But it was a great intro to the season. I thought they did a great job with like the whole ad thing and
Yeah,
how when people have
that was
it's
incredible.
it was just top tier. Honestly,
Yeah,
it was a really great episode. It
yeah,
reminded
I
me
love
of
that.
the one from last season, the first
Yeah,
episode from last
the
season.
Netflix one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was a really cool combination, and I think it's the same director that did
Mm-hmm.
this one too. So that's pretty cool. My
Sweet, sweet.
number 3 is Hotel Revere.
Riviere, Riviere.
Um, um,
Yeah,
that was an incredible episode. I know people are giving Issa Rae shit for how she acted in that episode, which I thought was insane.
yeah.
I thought she played the role correctly and did a great job. Also, I'm gonna just call her Princess Diana because that's how I know her from The Crown.
Okay.
She's a great actress, like hands down, great actress. Killed it. She should play more
Hmm.
of those pieces. Obviously, like being Princess Diana already, and then this character just kind of
Just
solidified it for
timepieces
me.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think she's an incredible actress.
Gotcha. All right.
It was a great episode, great love story. Saint Junipero style.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 was Bet Noor.
Yeah.
Bro,
No,
I
no,
crashed
that's my
out
thing.
multiple times.
Bro, I know, I
In that
know, I
episode,
know.
I was texting y'all, crashing out, like, what the fuck is going on? Yo,
Yeah.
there's really no winner in that episode because you want to root for the girl who's getting messed with, but she's a bully. But then
She's
the
a,
other girl is also a bully.
I think, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
And
Yeah.
then
Okay, okay.
obviously my number 1 is USS Callister into Infinity, mostly because I do like sci-fi, I love video games, and I love USS Callister. The first one is probably it's top 3 for me when it comes to Black Mirror episodes. It's just the nerd in me. I don't know, it's really cool. I know that that's
I
not your
see what you're
style,
saying.
so but yeah, for me this is like right up my alley.
Okay. I understand. All right, so with my rundown, number 6 is going to be USS Callister, whatever.
Cuz you didn't watch it.
I didn't even see it, but I don't have
Mhm.
to. I just know I'm not gonna like it. Um, my number my number 5 is actually Hotel Riviere, Riviere, and it is because of Issa Rae's acting, partially.
Interesting.
I love the concept. I love the idea. The thing is that even when I think Issa Rae is really great when it comes to things that she writes herself, and also really great when she acts when it comes to comedy. I think she does great when it comes to like that kind of standoffish, like plain Jane, like it, like not plain Jane, like kind of like the Office type of humor. But she does really good there. But when it came to this, it was a little bit. It felt like it needed a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more like, and it could have still been funny. Just she didn't bring it. It felt like she was just reading lines, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
It might have also been how her character was supposed to be written, but I just didn't like how that felt. It didn't feel like it was
Okay.
on purpose. Um, so my number 4 is actually Plaything. I kind of felt the same way you did, where it was like, oh, this is an interesting idea. It just felt like a kind of out of nowhere episode.
Yeah.
But I just love the concept because that's so close to our reality. So, like how people are scared that AI is gonna kind of take on, gonna kind of take over in a sense of like start feeling and being like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and respond. And the most accurate way to respond is to all be one. So I like that idea. Um, my number 3 would be Eulogy. I really, really, really love the idea of how this man was not able to take accountability for shit and had to be shown every single thing. And especially with the AI being the daughter,
Hmm. I thought that
that
was
was
a
dope.
cool idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't hit me compared to the
I,
other ones.
I get you. And then I think the point of it was to like be pissed at him and be like, "Are you
Well, it
freaking
worked.
stupid?" And it worked. And also at the end, he had to be forced to take accountability for what he did. Number two for me is Better Noir. I love that episode. I feel like the gaslighting was so real, and I appreciated it.
Bro.
It's also been said that for some people, if you go back, it is called Bucky or whatever. It like
It
they did change
switches.
it for
Yeah.
some people.
I saw that on
So
Reddit.
that was that was awesome. I love being gaslit. And my number one is Uncommon People. Sorry, my number one is Common
Common.
People. I love the idea of it. I love where they went with it. I love how they executed it. Everything was top tier.
Hmm.
Everything was top tier. Like so, I saw that as I saw them. I saw that part as being not necessarily like a love note, but just Black Mirror doing Black Mirror shit, bro. Making me feel
Yeah.
like this can happen in the future. Like this isn't
Hmm.
so far. So I did really love that. So yeah,
Cool.
that's our rundown. Um,
Love
what are
that.
you thinking about? I know that you're going to be watching Thunderbolts soon. I might be watching Thunderbolts soon. Are you
Yeah.
excited? Yes. She's like,
I'm
yeah.
not. Um.
Why? What
So
happened? I saw I got a
I had a.
96 on
I
Rotten Tomatoes.
okay. I'm nervous about that because they're ranking it really high, but then there's people who have seen it who are kind of like, this was mid.
This is the thing I was talking about when we did our podcast with T3 with T3
Hmm.
Media. Check it out if you guys didn't check it out. But that's what I was saying. I'm like, bro, I don't like to go ahead and trust what everybody's saying
Uh huh.
because I fear what they're saying is true. I fear that they're saying, hey, the Thunderbolts is great. They're not. I don't feel like it's a collective of like what makes it great as far as the cinematography,
I
like
think it's
the
just Florence
scenes and
Pugh.
stuff like that. I think that exactly they're harping so much on Florence Pugh that I'm not hearing enough about what the storyline is, how cohesive it is. Like, does it grip you? Like, what is it? And like, I'm just hearing Florence Pugh is amazing. Pause.
Yeah, huge pause with the grip.
Huge pause.
Grippy. I was
But
like,
yeah.
oh,
Like, oh
in
Lord.
it.
Oh shit. But aside from that, when you watch it, let us know. I mean, and if anybody else has watched
Yeah.
it, let us know. Um, aside from that, I have been watching you. I'm gonna be watching the last episode right after this. Or finishing the last episode right after this. And man, this season has been like it's been good, but it's like one of those shows that it's fun to watch, but it's not fun to like think about because it's like
I think after they killed off Love, the show
yeah,
kind of
that's where a
fell
lot of people
off.
kind of. But like in this season, it's like a bunch of shit that's going on where it's like, why did we do that, and why did they do this? Like, it's a lot of questioning the characters, and I hate that. I hate when I have to question the
Hmm.
characters because it's like this is such an obvious thing not to do. Why are you doing it? So
I mean,
I
you
don't
could have
know.
said that from the start of the season.
Yeah, but like I could see at least, hey, this person's tricking you. Like it's so blatantly obvious that this person is a bad person.
Yeah.
Why would you? So it just doesn't make any sense. It's not logical anymore. Before it's like, oh, I can
Mm,
understand why you fell for that, but now it's not.
okay.
And now onto our special topic.
Hmm.
So we have an interesting one, like I always say. Um, I want your take on this, and I'm sure that you want my take too. And I want your take on this, guys. Whoever's watching, culture vulture or cultural appropriation. No wait, cultural vultures or cultural appreciation.
Jesus.
Where's the line? So the question's more along the lines of like, what do you think is the line between somebody who's a culture vulture or somebody who's just like, yo, I rock with the culture, I love it, and this is something that I appreciate so much. How do you identify between the two? What do you think?
All right, so I have some. We talked a little bit about this earlier, but I have some
Mm-hmm.
interesting takes.
Okay.
Um, So do you want the music aspect of it where we could both talk about it, and then I could jump into the one sport aspect that I want to kind of hit on?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Okay. So we'll start with music.
Hmm.
We're both talking about culture vultures. We'll start with them. MGK
Yes,
came in,
100%.
rapper, and then started dipping his toe into rock music
Hmm.
or pop punk.
Yeah.
And then after that, kind of just started talking shit about rap music.
Hmm.
Y-
Yeah.
you could
That's
also
that's
name.
that's where, yeah, I want to go in on the other ones when it comes to
Okay.
music.
We could
So
also
there's a
talk about.
yeah.
So go. You
Go
go.
ahead.
You go. You go. You go.
So the problem is with me, why is it that why would you say fuck me for? Like, damn, like you could go ahead and step out and go ahead and experiment, but why you gotta bash us? And it feels like every white artist that leaves like the rap scene goes ahead and has to bash rap music after they leave. Same
Hmm.
thing with Post Malone. Post Malone, he went ahead and got on his country tip. Fuck rap. God damn.
Literally, he used
Like,
rap to get to the top, and then boom, pivot.
and then they leave. And that's where
Hmm.
like that's where people are super hesitant to let
I'll
white
add
people
another
into
one
the
for you.
space. Oh yeah, please. I think we might be thinking of the
Your
same one, but go
favorite,
ahead.
Miley
Yeah,
Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. I fuck yo. I'm so mad because I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you, bro. Pissed me off because
Valid
it's
crash
like,
out.
yeah, because I'm like, bro, we really did go ahead and have this connection where we're like, yo, man, yo, she's out here, she's with us, she's partying with the rappers, hey,
She's
and then
twerking, all that.
rap is just so toxic. Fuck you. You're toxic. Like, what the fuck are we talking about right now? What'd you say fuck me for?
Hmm.
What did
Hmm.
we do?
All right,
So,
I
and
got
I
some
don't
wild
think,
cards for you for
go
cultural
ahead.
appreciation. But no, continue your crash out.
No, my thing is that it's like, bro, we took you in, we went ahead and we made you a part of the community, and I don't think that they understand. And this is a part of being a part of the culture. You have to understand that everything that is a part of that culture is tied to black people. So when you say fuck rap or the hip hop space is just so toxic and blah blah blah, you are saying that black culture is toxic. You might be saying it indirectly. You might not be meaning to say it, but that's what you are saying. But guess what? That's why we keep you out of the fucking culture, bro. You never like you rarely hear any hip hop artist that takes from reggae or takes from any type of rap and shit like that. They don't say, oh, I never heard Bad Bunny be like, hey, rap music
I
is
know,
just
I know
so.
Dominican, I know black.
Yeah, you never see him go ahead and diss. They show appreciation. Like people like
Hmm.
Bad Bunny goes ahead and shows appreciation because he knew, damn, this is where things stem from. Eminem, damn, this is where it stemmed from. Why the fuck would I bash it? Even if they're calling me a cracker, they're calling me this, they're calling me that. I'm not bashing it because I truly love this shit.
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller showed
Mac
love
Miller.
to the game. Showed love to the game. And you know what? This is where I give kudos to people like the radio personalities that call them out on their bullshit. Like Charlemagne, when he called fucking Post Malone out on his bullshit, it was completely saw from a mile away. Everybody was like, "Well, what's his problem?" Saw that shit from a mile away.
Yeah.
Nobody ever tried these other artists because we know when you're just trying to use us. Post
Hmm.
Malone has been trying to use us, and it worked. It fucking worked, bro.
I have a
That's what makes me mad.
I have a wild card for you when it comes to cultural appreciation in general. Because
Go ahead.
now she dives into a lot of culture vulture stuff that people could be like,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like it's more of cultural appreciation.
Who?
Ariana
Who?
Grande.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So the
Mhm.
thing is that
Mhm.
people take it as much of a more of a joke because she doesn't come out and openly like disregard or dismiss or attack the culture that she is being at the moment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
that's why
And
people
she
like
does
her
a great
because
job.
she does. Yeah, exactly. She does a great job at what she does, and then she's like, she takes it. She's like, all right, well, you know, I
Hmm.
I love this and I love that, and then she just goes ahead and walks away from it.
And she does a great job musically of
Hmm.
showing that love back.
Exactly, and she collaborates with the artist that she definitely feels that type of
Hmm.
presence with, and she never turned
And
her
that
back on the
that want
culture.
that, yeah, that want that
You,
energy.
yeah, so we take it as more of a joke, like we're just kidding with your sis, but like
I
at
mean,
the end of
yeah,
the day, like we do like I appreciate an Ariana Grande type of deal.
yeah, I'm a big fan.
Um, what about the sports?
Okay, so I have a crazy one for you when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
culture vulture. So
Cool.
I'm gonna keep it in basketball and kind
Mm-hmm.
of just show you a mixture of it. So
Okay.
have you noticed that when Caitlin Clark came into the league,
Mm-hmm.
people, her fans were very like racist towards others,
Yeah,
and that
100%.
oh like she she should be coming in with respect because she's broken all these records, blah blah blah. And we both are, I wouldn't say like big fans, but we both are fans of Caitlin Clark. We've
Yeah,
seen
absolutely.
everything she's done. Like we're not saying anything less about that. But
Okay.
have you noticed the different type of love Caitlin Clark got, especially because of her fans compared to Paige?
Because why do you think it was? I think it's because Paige came in with more of an appreciation or more
Well,
outspoken.
Paige is more loved
Mm-hmm.
in the black community because
Yeah.
I mean her stepmom
Of
is
what
black.
I also think that what
And her
Paige,
speech.
yeah, that's where I was getting to. I think that
Mhm.
those things matter, bro. And
Yeah.
when you don't appreciate the culture that you're kind of stepping into, not saying that basketball is black, but you have to realize that black people
Majority
elevated the
of the players
sport.
are.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they elevated the sport to a crazy level. And
Mhm.
you recognize your privilege as being somebody who could, because we look at Asia Wilson, and let's be real, Asia Wilson didn't get the recognition that Caitlin Clark got, but you
At
look at
all.
those two players and you see two different animals. Like
Mhm.
so we have to go ahead and acknowledge, yeah, it's a bias. It just is. Like people go ahead and they have their bias.
But
So
the crazy part to me is like it's not even Caitlin Clark. It's
yeah,
her fans that
it's her
make
fan
it
base. They don't
worse.
do it. Yeah, it's not them. It's the people surrounding. And
Yeah,
100%
cuz
I agree with that.
in this aspect of it, they're trying to find a white savior.
That.
And
Oh yes,
the
yes,
thing is, Paige is not going to be that because of how Paige presents herself, how
yeah,
Paige is literally for black culture,
hmm,
who she is as a person. Even with Luca.
yeah. Same
Luca
thing.
is
Yeah,
loved by everyone.
because of how he presents himself. And that's it.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to be a white savior. He just wants to be the savior of the fucking team. Like, and that's why
Literally.
people go crazy if you leave him. That's a
Mhm.
good one.
Mhm.
So I think that we kind of stand on that same thing, 10 toes down. But let's move
Mhm.
into our last thing, or what's our struggle? What's your struggle? So this is a topic. It's a new one. Well, this is a pretty much a segment. It's a new one where we go ahead and address what your struggles are and we answer them. And you guys have been doing a great job, but we're only going to hit one today because we are tight on time. Um, this one's a
Okay.
funny one. I mean, this is all
Just
we
hit
could do.
two. Hit two. Hit two.
Okay. The first one is if I hear Anxiety by Doechii one more time, I might jump off of a building. Funny. So this is how I'll deal with this. Stop being a hater. Okay? Listen, it's a great song and it's trendy. Just flow with it. And yo, fucking relax, bro. Just relax. Like it's not that
That
deep.
song is fire. The
Or
music
jump off the
video is
building.
fire.
Or jump off the building. I don't know. Whatever.
Do not. Do not. No.
What do you think?
I'm a Doechii fan, so y'all not gonna talk bad about my girl like that. So
All right. So I think we align on that one. Okay, so what about this
yeah.
one? Um, flexing on the gram. I'm a heavy hitter and always feel the need to flex. That's actually a really good one. Um, I would say that. Instagram isn't real. Flexing should not be something that you do occasionally because, I mean, nobody's got it like that. Be authentically yourself, and then the blessings will come. But at the end of the day, bro, it's all a facade. Why would you want to be fake? Why would you want to be fake? You know you don't got it. I mean, you see people jumping. I saw a dude jump off of a helicopter door, acting like he was riding in the helicopter. Like, what are we doing nowadays? What are we doing nowadays? And no need to flex because when you're silent, people could tell you got it. And also, you might get shot. Like if you keep on flexing. So relax. Go ahead.
Is it an ego thing?
Ah, it is. It seems like it's an ego thing. You might want to go to therapy, man. You might want
Yeah,
to go
you might
check that
want to get
out.
that checked
See,
out.
yeah, you might want to see what. You might want to get that checked out, man. No, it is what it is. Like we need to check our egos, and I mean, I
Mhm.
understand that you might want to go ahead and flaunt things, but it's much cooler when you flaunt the internal rather than the external. Damn, that's a bar.
We'll leave it there.
All right, I think we did it, guys. Right on time. So, I mean, we want to go ahead and just close it out again with some shout outs, guys. Once again, we're not gonna stop. We gotta free Ukraine, free Palestine. There's a lot of crazy
Free
shit going
Luigi.
on. Free, goddamn. Listen. um, I'm not going on record. You see that dot on your head? All right. So, I mean, there's a lot of crazy shit going on in our country today, but there's a big world
Free
out there.
America.
So, free America, bro. These chains. But again, thank you guys. If you want anything else, if you guys want to go ahead and have interviews, if you guys wanted to do something specific, you guys wanted to review something, go ahead and visit our Patreon, hit us up. We're always down for a chat. We have been doing more interviews and stuff like that, so expect to see a lot more of us. And thank you all. This has been the Jaysquared Podcast.
Peace.